We knew one thing about the 2017 race for Erie mayor. There would be a changing of the guard, a new era for the city facing what many observers refer to as a crossroads. For decades now, Erie has seen its population decrease and its manufacturing base erode. When 2018 begins, so does a new chapter on the 5th floor of Erie City Hall with a new mayor facing some big challenges, including job creation, blight, poverty, and race relations. On primary election day, Erie's voters decided it would come down to two men, 36-year-old attorney John Persinger, who would try to become the first Republican elected Erie mayor since Charles Williamson did it back in 1961. His biggest hurdle, a nearly 3-to-1 voter registration advantage for the Democrats, who had chosen Joe Schember. The retired banker and former city councilman won the Democratic primary, which for more than half a century now basically decided the race. For the last month of this election, we were given inside access by the two candidates and two teams with one job, making a mayor.
You know, everybody has a bundle of precincts that they're watching, and they know if it goes their way in that 5 or 6 that they're feeling very good.
5 or 6? There you go.
Wards 5 and 6.
It is wards 5 and 6. Do you have any particular precincts that are?
Yeah.
This won't be on until after the
Yeah,
election.
it won't be on till after. Yeah.
They are the inner circle, supporters of Joe Schember pushing toward the finish line November 7th, Election Day. They know every vote matters, but admit some parts of the city get extra attention.
For 610, I think
I don't think it's 610 though.
there's a reason I threw on
Oh, okay,
610.
you like 610, all right.
Well, there's
But
a
it's not the size, right?
No, it's not the size
Right,
of
okay.
610. There's other
Right.
reasons behind it.
Okay.
Is that the one I lost in the primary?
Well, that's the reason.
610 refers to Ward 6, Precinct 10. It tells them a lot. In fact, all of Wards 5 and 6 will be key. Basically, it's the whole city south of 18th Street.
I'll give you one of my cards. I'm running for mayor. Joe Schember,
Yes, I got her here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who we need somebody going to work. You know,
Thank
going to
you.
do something.
With the battlegrounds identified, Joe Schember spends a lot of time there in the closing month of the race.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Just going through the neighborhood, introducing myself to folks. Oh, are you a voter?
Yes.
Okay. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Gary.
Gary?
Layton.
Yeah, I'm Joe Schember, running for mayor, and I would appreciate your consideration. But the door-to-door is my favorite activity. I love doing it. The people of Erie are great. You know, I've been to over 5,000 doors if you throw in the primary and the general election together. And there may have been 2 times someone was rude to me at all those doors that I went to.
Okay, maybe add a third, but for Schember, a smile and on to the next house, hoping for at least 4 years to prove he can fix the problem. He knows this is not the gimme Democrats running for mayor have enjoyed for more than 50 years.
Do you ever think to yourself, come on, man, all these guys basically got a free pass, and now I'm in the middle of a Donnybrook.
Yeah, you know, I guess I haven't thought of that. I've appreciated the fact that I think it's made me sharper. It's made me look at the issues more closely and come up with better positions maybe than I had before. So I enjoy the fact that I'm being pushed like that.
Armed with a detailed list of addresses and names, Schember and his volunteers go house after house, leaving a door hanger with a handwritten note if no one's home.
She said she already voted for me, she said. My absentee ballot. Oh, okay.
All of those addresses are so-called super voters. They cast a ballot in every election.
I have a really good feel for this election based on the door-to-door that I do. I'm hearing directly from the voters what they think, what they're going to do, and I've been tracking that closely. But I'm not letting that make me overconfident either. I really believe the people of Erie are going to vote for me on November 7th. Obviously, we'll see what happens. I certainly could be wrong. But that's what the door-to-door is telling me, and that's what people that are close to me are telling me.
People like Renee Lammis, impressed by Joe's work in the community. 10 years ago, she suggested Schember run for mayor. Lammis, now his volunteer campaign manager.
He came to me and he said, hey, I'm going to do it. And I said, all right. And I dropped everything and I said, I'm there to help you because it's that important. I have 3 sons and they're 16, 14, and 7. And I want them to be able to stay in Erie if that's what they want to do.
I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I'm concerned about the future of Erie, and I see Joe Schember as the best candidate to provide for a future in our community that would benefit my children.
Over and over, that concern for the future of Erie, the next generation, is described as a driving force for supporters of both campaigns.
The odds are stacked against us. It's going to be tough to win.
He showed me his plan on how he was going to win. It wasn't just, hey, we're going to go at this as hard as we can and hope for the best. And so what I was thinking initially was, man, it's too bad the guy like that would be better elsewhere. And after I saw his vision, I'm like, wow, he could actually win this thing.
At that point, Jesry Friend was on board with John Persinger. Among his duties as the campaign's top guy, get an RV plastered with Persinger's face and name all over town to every high-profile spot possible. That is when the candidate himself isn't behind the wheel.
When we go out in neighborhoods, we'll have it parked and people will just show up. They'll knock on the door, they want to get signs, they want to get t-shirts, but most importantly, they just want to talk. They want to know that the mayor is listening to their concerns, that someone's hearing what they're worried about and going to take action on it.
Ironically, consultants were not in favor of the RV at first. It would become the most recognizable part of Persinger's high-energy campaign, providing moments only a mobile headquarters can.
Oh,
I don't think you got it.
That's good TV. How about...
Whoa!
That was not us, but I hope you got that because that was some good coverage right there.
Persinger estimates more than 10,000 individual voter contacts. That was with weeks left in the campaign.
Now, you might want to get a shot of that. We're on East 6th, excuse me, and there's a Persinger sign. I don't know that house, but they're obviously supporting us.
Yep. My name is John Persinger.
Sure.
To win, I need, finish the sentence.
To run a great race. That's it. I mean, just to run a great race. We knew what we needed to do. There's another Persinger sign. I have no clue who lives at that house, but we come across that all throughout the city.
These daily road trips often include stops at local businesses, this time at Mighty Fine Donuts. It gives them a quick break.
We got our donuts. We're good to go.
But with talk about polls indicating a dead heat, every stop is really about the effort to attract more support. A few days later, and the RV pulls up to Seraphin's Market, also on the east side. This time it's lunch and another chance to sway votes.
Go out knocking on doors, no one's really home. Right? What we've been trying to do is go to local businesses.
We've been here 92 years, and it's neat to have a mayoral candidate stop by and care and ask you, you know, what's going on, and ask your voice, what he can do for you, or what do you need? And John's just got the energy, and I like the guy.
After the businesses close, Persinger's schedule includes a meet and greet at the home of supporters who have just bought a home in the city, a young family like Persinger's making their own investment in Erie.
It's not just age, but John definitely brings visionary leadership, and I think that is what we need so badly in the city. Mm-hmm. We need someone who believes in the city.
To what extent are you feeling, if you're feeling a shift, a momentum, are you feeling it, or is it?
Oh, we're feeling it.
Something?
We're feeling it. You can see it on my face. We're feeling it. We've got 18 days to go. That's a long time in politics, but we feel the momentum in the streets, and so we're excited.
Inspired by family, for all the differences in how they're running their campaigns, for both candidates, the why is remarkably similar. Joe Schember is a father of 3, including a special needs daughter. Like so many others, he's watched his kids leave Erie for careers.
It was never, what's Dad doing? It was like, wow, Dad's doing this. He wants to give back. He wants to change something. I just want to help as much as possible.
Daughter Jamie and son Joe have come home for the campaign stretch run. The house and what was the family's dining room table becoming its own kind of campaign headquarters. The younger Schembers impressed by the support they've seen for their father.
The hugs, the people in the grocery store high-fiving, who we don't know, who are like, you know Joe Schember, I know Joe Schember. It's really restored my faith in humanity in today's day and age, and it's given me hope that, you know, people are inherently good, and they like to see someone that is going to represent them, and he's one of us. He's an Erieite.
Just seeing people's reactions is amazing. You know, people will go up to someone's door and, you know, they don't even know us, but they're like, we know your dad, we're voting for him. Like, he's a great guy, he's one of us, we trust him, we know he has the experience to do the job.
Anybody that knows Joe likes him.
Rhonda and Joe Schember have been married since 1979. They recently started counting the number of groups Joe has helped over the years. They stopped when they reached 50. Joe also had that stint on city council on his resume when he retired from a 40-year banking career.
I thought that actually there would be more time to do normal family things. As important as that is for Joe, I knew it wasn't going to happen because he would step right into something else. I'll tell you, the city will get a bargain if they get him because he's that valuable as a commodity in the business world. But he's more valuable as a family member.
Under Olivia's expert direction, they got right to work.
Just across the street from the Schembers and a few doors down, Sarah Persinger reads a bedtime story. It's one of the few moments her family can spend together as the campaign heads into its final days.
Or to what extent have you allowed yourself to fast forward to the night of the 7th or the morning of the 8th and imagine what victory would be like?
To be honest, I've just been going day to day, and especially with the kids, having such young children. I joke with John, I'm like, it's a good day. We're winning if everyone is wearing clean underpants. We all pass the kids pass that test, we're good. So, you know, it's a lot. It's been a lot of stress on the family, but we believe it's for something good and it's worth it.
Sarah's no stranger to politics. The daughter of a diplomat, she was a journalist in her native Australia and in the Middle East. This time she's not reporting the story, she's living it. The average day for the Persingers is long. Up at 5, the 36-year-old attorney will go into the office for a few hours, then a day of campaigning, then a little bit of time at home before heading back to the office until midnight or 1 a.m.
Have you ever in this process gone, what the hell am I doing?
You know, there are times where there's a lot going on and you're trying to make sure you're keeping all the balls juggled. Inevitably, one or two will get dropped. You hope they are not the important ones.
I am looking forward to it being over, but at the same time, you know, I am proud of everything. He has put his all into it, and he's incredibly disciplined, and he wants this. And, you know, when all is said and done, I think we'll be comfortable to say that we did the very best that we could.
Jet 24 is your local election headquarters for Election Day 2017. Coverage starts now.
It doesn't matter your race, your ethnicity, your religion, your heritage, your gender, your sexual preference. None of that matters. What matters is we all respect each other, we treat each other with dignity, and we work together for the good of all. Can you imagine that?
Good evening and thank you for joining us on this election night 2017.
Jet 24 Action News is your local election headquarters. We have team coverage tonight of these election results. We're going to start with Erie's mayoral race. The winner tonight, of course, Joe Schember.
Let's head down to the Erie Bayfront Sheraton Hotel where Rachel Vendetti is with Erie's newly elected mayor. Rachel?
Good evening, Sean and Jill. Yes, this mayoral race closer than any mayoral race in recent history. We are here with Mayor-elect Joe Schember. Congratulations, Joe. Tell me, how are you feeling tonight?
It's an incredible high. These great supporters I've had, all volunteers. It's just incredible. It's a great feeling. I'm really looking forward to get busy, though, and make this city great again.
This race closer than we've seen between a Democrat and Republican in recent years.
Yes.
Did you get a little worried there?
I guess I wasn't watching it that close. I was just waiting for somebody to tell me what happened. I was just enjoying the crowd, and so I guess I was never worried. I was excited, looking forward to it, but thank you.
Have you heard from your opponent?
I did get a voicemail from him. He said he is not going to concede until after all the absentee ballots are counted.
Joe, tell me, what is, you say day one starts tomorrow. Tell me some of the things you're ready to focus on.
We need to start planning. We got to plan how are we going to structure City Hall? How are we going to create that service mission that I want to create there where we're dedicated to serving the residents and the businesses in Erie and making them great again. We can do that, and that's the kind of thing I did at PNC Bank. That's what I want to create at the city as well.
What do you think about the voter turnout today? I mean, this race was close, very important.
Yes.
Not a lot of people went out.
Yeah, I think it was better than average, though. It probably could have been many more, but there was a lot of voters. There was more than we actually expected to see out. So we were very happy with that. We want to see people getting back involved, especially the younger people, get back involved in the political system.
What do you think was the key to your campaign to bring you to this victory tonight?
I think it was really the door-to-door I did. I got to over 6,000 doors, talked to about 8,000 super voters. I connected with people. Many people told me I was the first candidate to ever come to their house. It was an incredible feeling, and that's really the key to it.
In the end, John Persinger could not overcome that 3-1 Democratic voter advantage. He and Joe Schember did, however, create the most hotly contested mayor's race since 1961. The final chapter of this election has yet to be written. So many questions will be answered in the months and years to come. Among them, can Mayor Joe Schember turn the ambitious Erie Refocused plan into reality? Will Erie become the latest comeback story in the so-called Rust Belt, joining cities like Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Cleveland? As for John Persinger, what about his own political future? And did his campaign rejuvenate Erie's Republicans for the long term? Well, one thing we do know, the mayor's election of 2017 lived up to expectations, just 6 points deciding which side was, in fact, making a mayor. A big thank you to both the campaigns for their cooperation with this project. For all of us here at Jet 24, Fox 66, and YourErie.com, I'm Sean Lafferty. Thank you for watching.